get to the core worlds and land a big score.
Hi folks, it's Jordan from VGC here, and you're watching our gameplay footage from Star Wars Outlaws. We recently got the chance to travel to LA and play the game for 4 hours. We can now share with you 20 minutes of that footage, which includes open world levels and the more linear story levels that you've already seen. If you'd like to watch this footage without me yammering over the top of it to give it some context, you can check that out also on our channel. So this first area here, this is very close to the start of the game. This is the first time you're getting your bike. You're introduced to this kind of Deadeye mode, which you can tag targets and shoot them very much in the same way as Red Dead. Here you and Nix are trying to get to Mirogana, which is one of the main towns.
Get to Mirogana. That's pike turf. You'll lose him there. And what do I call you?
It's Kay.
Alright, Kay. You'll find
We just mentioned on the radio there, pike turf. That kind of introduces the faction system, which is a big element of this game. Like every faction in every area will have different rep. I just wanted to show this Canto Favier racing thing very quickly before I get back to the rep system. You can bet on these races, and in one of the missions I was in, I found a tip that was like the heaviest Favier is going to win. So if you go and bet on that, you're basically guaranteed to win, which I thought was really clever. It's a nice way to kind of imitate the whole scoundrel lifestyle using clues that you'd find out in the world, and it makes some of the collectible information slightly more important. It doesn't seem like credits will be too terribly difficult to come across, but this was nice. This is also interesting because it's obviously stuff from Canto Bight, which is from episode 8. Kay herself is from Canto Bight, the main character, Kay Vess, but this game is set between episode 5 and episode 6, so that's Empire and Return. So it's set in a 1-year period between those films. So Jabba the Hutt's a big deal, and the Empire's still kind of at the height of its powers. So you'll see a lot of Imperials during this demo that we've got here. And at the end of the demo, there is a mission aboard an Imperial ship that we'll look at. That should give you a little sense of the size of the towns that we're running through here. There's a decent amount of stuff to do. There's people to talk to, there's mini games, there's stores, and then there's these larger kind of open fields. I was driving in the field and I got told about an Imperial ship, turned around and saw that it was landing, so decided to head off and check it. These kind of procedural kind of endemic events aren't scripted in any way. Well, obviously they are scripted in the sense that once you reach a certain area you have a chance to encounter them, but you don't have to go and do this. Some incredible speeder bike work there from me. I thought the build we played looked really nice. This was on an Xbox Series X development kit.
Attention assault troops. I want a full sweep of the camp. Finish off any remaining pirates and find those stolen supplies.
I bet there won't even
So as you can see here, the Imperials are fighting against pirates. There's some supplies that they want to get back, but as K, we want to steal these. So we can let this play out, let them fight each other. This means we don't have to fight the pirates and we can just take out the Imperials. I did think, can I just get in the ship and take off? But decided against it. You see this kind of higher foliage here. There is a stealth system. It's very kind of Splinter Cell, Assassin's Creed. It's not hardcore stealth, but if you've played a third-person action game recently with stealth, you'll kind of know where you are. These kind of events seemed cool. I hope there's a lot of them. I hope the world's kind of populated with a lot of this stuff and it's not set up in such a way that it's just every time you enter an area you get one of them to kind of give the illusion of kind of weird stranger events like Red Dead. You would come across like people in the middle of the road asking for help and you'd go and help them, and that'd be kind of not random but more kind of more kind of spur of the moment. You just saw me use Nix there, which is your little pal, and Nix can go and distract guards, can attack guards. This version that we played is quite early in the game, so I presume at some point Nix will be able to actually take down guards, but currently they can't. Kay Vess is a bare knuckle champion. She can just take down stormtroopers with raw punches. As you can see, it's not the most advanced stealth system in the world. I'm running full pelt and the stormtrooper can't hear. Although I imagine it's quite difficult to hear it in those helmets. The term I was trying to think of was emergent. These kind of emergent gameplay moments. Obviously, this isn't actually emergent because it's a setup event. It's not as if the Imperials just happened upon these pirates systemically. It's like it's a moment that's going to happen in this exact area every single time. But I hope there's a lot of them. I hope the trick is at least good. Here is one of the main missions. Basically, we're breaking into a facility to get some information. These facilities, this facility was a bit of a stronghold, so lots of enemies. You could stealth it. You could go in you could go in all guns blazing. Rather, as you can see, I tried to stealth it, but then my scoundrel instincts took over me. Much like a lot of games, if you alert people, they'll like go and set off an alarm, and that will bring in more enemies. You can go and disable that. You can send Nicks to disable alarms before you've been caught, so even if you do get caught, they don't have the chance to give you a bit of backup. I used a weirdly huge amount of melee in this gameplay. I'm not really sure why, because the gun's good. Oh, this is great. This little side mission start here is about a depressed astromech. So this astromech here doesn't have a motivation function or motivation drive or whatever, and you have to go and find one.
Thieves have stolen my motivation actuator. Please end my humiliation. That's what the little boy said.
Motivation actuator. Poor wee guy. I like these droids. I think these are R5s. I might be wrong, but I like the R5s. They look like they have like slices of orange in their head. Okay, space combat now. This is very random. I wanted to show a good kind of mix of stuff. So the space combat, I wasn't super keen on. It seems kind of sub Battlefront 2, the most recent Battlefront 2. If you've played the space combat in that, it's not quite as extreme. It's not as good as Star Wars, whatever the hell that game was called that they put out a few years ago, the X1 pilot game, Freedom Force, something like that.
This thing can move.
By the way, be careful in that.
But yeah, the flying wasn't great. I didn't love that too much. This is Tisharna.
Right. Or maybe they...
Oh no, sorry, this is Kijimi. This is the first planet was Tisharna. This is Kijimi,
Hey,
which you will remember from
no.
The Rise of Skywalker, one of the worst pieces of Star Wars media ever, but never mind. This is a bit of a hive of scum and villainy, so there's a lot of missions that take place here, and one of the main kind of factions is housed here as well.
All right. Thanks. So this is Kijimi City. Long way from home, isn't it? Come on, Nix. Maybe they got some good snacks here.
Really nice sets. Like, I really like the kind of the snow and the neon design, and that character I just walked past and cut it out because it was a menu that didn't work. Was a bounty hunter. Seems like there will be procedural bounties throughout the universe, but when I spoke to him, there was no one for me to go and get, because this is a work in progress build, folks. Very classic Star Wars bar, great music. There's a jukebox that you can go and play around with.
Ank around?
Ank? What she owe you credits to? Good luck.
Why? What happened?
Well, the Ashiga finally caught her. Got a couple million credits to pay off in the factory. At her age, with a debt like that, she's in there for life.
So we're getting a bit of a backstory on the person we're trying to find, and I found a lot of the mission setup in this was like, talk to people, get a bit of information, have a look around. It's not you following like a yellow exclamation mark around the whole town. Like this character we speak to here will say, basically, we need special credentials to get behind that door. Doesn't tell us how to get them. We have to work it out ourselves. This is a little bit later in this mission. It's basically we're interrogating this, we're infiltrating this stronghold to collect that thing that's in the red.
Gotcha.
The Relic. This is very Uncharted to me, like sneaking through a kind of fortressy place with a lot of enemies to take out. They're positioned in such a way that they're quite easy to take out. That was the ion charge, which is kind of the alternate fire for your main gun. That is as a one-time use, it recharges, but that's basically it. I have been caught. Let me fix things quickly with this ion charge, because obviously the bad guys don't alert their friends all too quickly, because that would be somewhat frustrating.
I wonder what the rest of the
It's a lot of data spikes. So for this puzzle, you have to match the beat on the yellow. So you have to go like dun 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 if that's what the yellow does. There's another puzzle system that's essentially Wordle, where you have to, oh, here it is here. So you have to input 3 shapes. It will tell you if you're in the right position or wrong position, or you've got it right. Some of them are quite hard. Like I failed a couple of them that have like full pages, and you have to input 5 of the codes. Like it's a novel way to do it. Might get quite annoying towards the end, but it's better than like just a normal kind of the 1000th like Skyrim lockpicking minigame.
Someone nearby?
Again, I think this is a nice looking game, like nice colors, like the architecture nails that end of the original trilogy just before sequel trilogy kind of look. A lot of the stuff looks like it was built in the 70s in terms of the parts that would, if this was a real set, the parts they would use for these sets. Also, a lot of this game crosses over with like Solo and stuff of that ilk. Like there's a lot about the Crimson Dawn. There's characters from Solo, like Kira is in it from Solo, not played by Emilia Clarke, played by a non-union equivalent. Well, I doubt she's not union, but you know what I mean. A non-Emilia Clarke equivalent. Try saying that 3 times fast. So this is when it breaks down to third-person shooting. The third-person shooting's fine. It's like nothing to write home about. I thought it'd be a bit better because Massive obviously made the Division, and those games are tremendous, but it's completely passable. It's Uncharted level. The only thing that's weird to me is obviously they weren't going to do lore accurate blasters, because if they did, it'd be a bit of a short game. But when you're like blasting people in the head and they don't have a mask, like a helmet on, and you can just see these laser bolts just dinging off their dome, that does annoy me a little bit. And Nyx is blaster proof canonically, which I liked. I liked that a lot. We've stolen the Ban Pudira. That will curry us favour with one of the various factions. I think we just stole that from the Crimson Dawn, and I obviously thought I could maybe escape via Fireplace, but apparently not. It's like the Crimson Dawn, the Huts, the Ashiga clan, and it's all kicking off again. The cover system is like automatic. You just have to crouch near it and it'll go into cover for you. I quite like a button to go into cover, like Gears style. I like to feel like I'm stuck to it. Speaking of Gears, it's got an active reload as well. So obviously this is the second time we've played this. We played it at Summer Game Fest where they showed us a couple of shorter missions. This demo was more about the open world, and I think the open world is cool. It's not as Ubisoft-ish as I imagined. Obviously you think Ubisoft Star Wars games, you think, okay, what are the towers going to look like? What ridiculous collectibles am I going to go after? Am I going to be hunting banthas for their skins to make new wallets? But it doesn't seem to be all about that. It doesn't seem to be all about skill points either. There's an expert system where if you get 5 silent takedowns, that'll unlock like a new skill, and if you go to an expert that can basically teach you about that skill, you'll get another challenge. So it's much more you building your KVS based on how you want to play rather than just getting random experience points, which I always prefer. So many events. There's so many events in the demo. I could not believe it. It was like bloody one of the Deus Ex reboots.
ND5, I've got the relic thing.
Should I be concerned about how you retrieved it?
ND5 is the repurposed the super battle droid for, oh, are they super battle droids? Maybe super battle droids are the ones that have like no neck. But it's a droid from the Clone Wars era that has been reprogrammed. He wears a trench coat. He follows you around. He's in your ship. He's your companion. I don't know if he'll appear in missions with you. We never saw that, but he's certainly around. And this is us heading back to the Ashiga Queen to basically
The Ashiga
get in
basically
good
runs
with them.
Kijimi. Got any tips for meeting the queen?
Be polite. Back away.
Okay, listen. I've found your stolen relic.
I'll
And
let
I'm
you watch how
gonna
this
turn
plays
it
out
to
because I
the
thought
queen.
this was quite a fun little cutscene.
Give it to me.
No offense, but I want to give it to her myself.
You may pass.
Oh, in fact, I think you walk through the courtyard before you get to the cutscene. But I thought
ND5.
all of this stuff, I thought the
Yes,
architecture was
who's
really, really nice. I thought it was
want this relic
the
back.
sets,
Good
as it
work.
were all very strong, the ones that I played.
What? Why?
They may
I like the
perceive you as
repurposed
the
like anti-aircraft guns.
Right. I'll be fine. A lot of security.
This is about to be the cutscene I was referring to. So I'll let you watch this.
Here. Okay, easy.
The Banpudira. Who are you?
Kay Vess, Your Majesty.
She was asking about the bomb maker.
But I also got this relic back for you from Crimson Dawn.
Our expansion has made us vulnerable, Mother.
It will make the Hive stronger.
We don't need the Outer Rim. Our place is here.
We have decided.
Okay, so relic's back. You gonna let Ant go now?
The bomb maker. She is essential to our expansion. But the Hive also has great use for a thief like you. Work with us. And we will let Ankh go free.
Mother.
We got a deal then. Great. I'll just leave you to talk this out.
So you see there, we finish that mission. We get a higher kind of status within the Ashiga clan. That will change basically if we're allowed in certain areas, or certain merchants will give us discounts, that sort of thing.
Keep it up.
As far as we're aware, or at least we were told, there's no way to like ruin your reputation to such a point that it like messes with the main story. It's just kind of some set dressing.
One has enemies, Kay. Just make sure they're the right ones.
And here finally we are on an Imperial ship, trying to break out a character which we are not allowed to show, but this mission,
Let's get back to the ship.
it's a lot of kind of stealth, it's a lot of don't raise the alarm, just Imperial ship architecture, you cannot beat it. Like, it just looks great, it always looks great in modern video games. I thought this was a fun little mission.
Fine, buddy.
There's certainly an argument that like it feels like some of this linear mission stuff could have all just been strung together into like a single player experience rather than into like a linear experience rather than an open world one.
Waka, drop the cargo ramp. Let us in.
Again, just punching the absolute crap out of stormtroopers. This is like the bit you walk out into on the Rise of the Resistance ride at Disney.
Hi there.
Apart from Umberly Gonzalez, who plays KVS, is not punching stormtroopers. Again, this Red Dead Deadeye thing, it's fun in any game. It's just a great mechanic. It's a mechanic that should be in any game with a gun, in my opinion.
Thing open.
It's not my fault. I told you.
We're just about coming to the end of our allotted footage time, but I'm excited to play the full game for Star Wars Outlaws. It's not long now. It isn't, I don't think it's particularly revolutionary, but it's a pretty good Star Wars Uncharted, and for me, that's something that I've always wanted to play. So yes, I'm looking forward to it. I think that this round of gameplay will hopefully give people a better impression. But if you enjoyed this, subscribe to VGC and check out patreon.com/videogameschronicle. See you later.